Hello, this is Jordan. This video is being recorded on the afternoon of Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In this video, it's going to be a quick one. I'm just going to look at the most important support levels for gold, silver, and the miners, GDX and GDXJ to be specific. So getting right into it, we'll start with gold and silver. These are weekly bar charts going back over 15 years or so. And we are getting a bit of a rally in the market. I did send out a flash update 2 days ago. I had a video earlier that day, but a flash update for premium subscribers mentioning that in the breadth indicators, we were seeing some very, very oversold levels and that a rally was likely to begin. So we are getting a bit of a rally in the sector. For now, gold is holding above 2,000, silver holding above $22. So those are the critical support levels for now. But assuming those support levels might break, what are the levels that we can key in on to understand where the market could rally, where support is going to come in, where more buying is going to come in, or where shorts are going to cover? So for gold, pretty simple for gold. You know, if you look at the daily chart, you have 2,000, then you have 1,900. But looking on the weekly chart, again, this is a weekly bar chart. If you look at a weekly line chart, just dealing with weekly closing prices, you'll see right around 1920 or thereabouts there's support. So I think I put this line here around 1920. So that's a level to key in on, 1920. And then also the 40-month moving average. If you watch my videos, you know that periodically I always mention this. 40-month moving average, extremely significant long-term moving average for gold, going back decades. More recently, 2008 bottom, this little bottom here before this huge move, and then a couple bottoms here. So if gold, again, if it's going to lose 2,000 and come down to 1920 or so, and if it were to lose that, 1862, I mean, that's the weekly equivalent, is where that moving average is. And, you know, that could possibly in the next couple months, maybe it gets up to 1870, 1875. So we'll see if gold is going to have more downside quickly or if it drags itself out over the coming months. But those are the key levels for gold, basically 1920 or thereabouts, and then you have 1860s for gold. And also, if you look at other long-term moving averages, you see them in some of my charts where they're all coming in, you know, in the 1860s up to 1880. So those are the levels to key in on. And by the way, this low here, I think was, where was that? Low 1800s or 1800s. So you could come down here, and like I said in another video, this, you still have higher lows. So gold could correct down here, stabilize for a little bit, come back up. If it does that, that would be really bullish. I mean, not immediately. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into silver. 26, that's the key resistance, just like for gold 2100. So 26 is the key resistance. You can see failures here multiple times. We're looking at this moving average, by the way. This is the equivalent to the 80-month. So 40-month for gold, 80-month for silver. Basically, kind of, if you're looking at closing prices, it more or less bottom there. Kind of stabilized a little bit below it. So this moving average is coming in 20.25, 1870 or so. This is super long-term support. So you have that. Then you have this here, which I think this is about 2050 or so. So 2050, the moving average is getting very close to that level. And then, of course, you have 22 here and now. Silver in the last couple of days, it's been a lot stronger than everything else in precious metals. So good sign in the very short term, you could say. But those are the levels to key in on for downside. Basically, call it 2050 and then call it 1875. So finally, getting into the miners, we still have another day left of trading, but looks like we have bullish hammers in the miners. I really wish this would be, you know, some kind of a triple bottom here, and maybe it is. I mean, maybe it could be. Again, we did see some blowouts in our oversold, you know, breadth indicators 2 days ago. So I think at worst, you could see a rally or stabilizing for a few weeks. Maybe it goes a little bit beyond that. But anyway, let's just presume gold and silver break 2022 and there's more selling that comes in. You know, that would hit the miners. So looking at GDX, you have, this is, where is it, about 23 and a half or so, that level. This is 22. I know there's a gap here. So 22 to call it 23 and a half. this is a strong support level. It's much cleaner on GDXJ. I mean, you can see here with these lines how many important points that they marked. So this here, right around the list, I think you have 2650 or so up to 28 or 2850. So these are the levels that we're looking at potentially to mark a really significant low over the coming months. But again, here and now in the very short term, the path of least resistance is probably going to be higher, at worst, maybe sideways for a little while. So it's good to know and understand these levels because this is a potential outcome over the coming months. Hope it doesn't play out that way, but again, it's good to know it. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys again in the next video.